Hi, and a very warm welcome to a fresh week of wellbeing opportunities. It's bright, it's fresh, it's about +2, but there's no snow, so we have no excuse not to be outside in the fresh air and to share with you a couple of ideas that cropped up during conversations last week. Some of the people that I work with were asking whether it's really possible to choose how you think and feel. It's a very good question. It's something we return to on a regular basis because most of us are deeply influenced by the quality of our thoughts and feelings. Most of us are running our thoughts on automatic pilot. It's that constant stream of consciousness, that little voice inside your head that's commenting, judging, and giving you a running commentary on everything that's happening. And this is a pivotal question if we really are serious about moving beyond some of the limitations that condition how we experience every day. It seems as if what you think and what you feel, these events just happen spontaneously. Some of us will even say, well, it's just an expression of who I am. It's how I function. And we forget that almost everything that we think and feel, the way that we react to the world, is a conditioned behaviour. You were not born with these thoughts and feelings. You're not born with these reactions. They're things which we have learned at a very early stage in our development. The problem is, I guess, that most of these reactions are so deeply imprinted on our subconscious that we've no idea, first of all, where they came from, or that there may be alternatives. We are so deeply attached to this flow of consciousness, to our thoughts and feelings, we associate this pattern of behavior with our identity. So when I say, can you think and feel differently? It's almost a challenge to your ego, to your sense of self. But the real question here is, do your thoughts and feelings support your well-being, your happiness, your ability to function with a sense of control over your life, over the outcomes that happen? This is where things get interesting because not for the first time in our evolution, there have been some extraordinary philosophers and mystics, inquirers into the nature of reality, who have very strongly advised us to become aware of how we're thinking and feeling so that we can interrupt the process. So instead of running on automatic pilot, we just get to stop. Not all the time. We still have lives to lead and work to do. But just occasionally to break the cycle, to challenge the pattern, to think a little more clearly about whether these thoughts and feelings truly represent all that we're capable of experiencing, or whether we can just stop and say, why do I feel this way? Can I feel differently? What if I decide to cheer up? What if I decide to take a brighter, more positive approach to the situation, whatever it is? And this simple dynamic offers you a different choice of reactions. The moment you do that, you become aware that the way that you think, the way that you feel, is subject to your personal approval. You are not obliged to have these thoughts and feelings. You are able to choose what you want to feel, how you want to feel, what you want to think. It takes a little practice, but then you had to learn to be who you are right now. What I'm suggesting is that you could unlearn a couple of the less helpful habits and put something into the stream of consciousness that supports a more creative approach, a more positive approach. This is the way that we can improve our health, really. I mean, we can change the way we think and feel, and we can see exactly how this impacts on blood chemistry, on the way that your body functions, your metabolism, how the whole structure is integrated, and is deeply affected by your mental and emotional energy. So we can take a more positive approach. It's not about being blind to all the difficulties we're facing, but it does take away an element of the stress and fear that's associated with a lot of the challenges we face, helps us to be more creative and to see things more clearly, more objectively, so we can assess if there's something we can do, what is appropriate, but usually from a broader palette of choices. Once you begin to interfere with this habit, just running your life on automatic pilot, you can ask a deeper question. Are you ready for it? You can ask yourself, who is feeling these emotions? Who is thinking these thoughts? Where does this sense of I come from? And that's a line of inquiry which we can look at again in another video. But it's a fascinating area of exploration because it lifts the lid on so many of the roles we play. It encourages us to discard the masks that hide that deeper sense of self that is far more capable of dealing with life than you'd perhaps ever thought possible. On that very cheery note, please feel free to get in touch, to ask me any questions, discuss things, share your comments and observations. You've probably gathered from where I'm rubbing my hands, it is a little bit chilly out here, so I'm going to go and get a cup of coffee before cracking on with the day's agenda. And on that note, allow me to wish you the most wonderful week, and I'll be back with you again soon.